I'm Fred Burris. I'm a battalion chief of Ventura County Fire Department. Ventura County Fire Department has been around since 1928. We cover the city of Ojai, Port Hueneme, Thousand Oaks, Simi Valley. We have all the unincorporated areas of the county. We cover a population of about 600,000. Most of it's along the Ventura County coast. It butts up to Los Padres National Forest. And we have a diverse mission with a very large component of wildland fire, but we also have an urban, suburban mission. We have emergency medical service with paramedics and advanced life support. We have wildland fire and aviation division with hand crews, helicopters, and bulldozers. And we have a number of ladder trucks and other support companies. Yeah, well, one of our challenges is we have a diverse area that we cover. We have rural stations that have they certainly have a structure fire problem and a significant amount of structure fire, but they also have rural water supplies, strange addressing, and a mixed response. And oftentimes their companies are coming from somewhat their second and third income from some distance. We also have areas that are very tight in an urban environment. We have a regional dispatch center as well, and we dispatch for all the fire agencies in Ventura County. Part of that mindset is, that offensive mindset, taking that to the fire ground and making sure that when you go inside, we kind of throw these terms around: ideal age, immediately dangerous to life and health. And you got to kind of think about that in a sense of what that really is. You're going into an environment that humans cannot survive in, both in terms of respiratory from the smoke and the potential for heat buildup. So when you choose to enter into that, you need to have a procedural thought process about it, and you need to mitigate those hazards. Certainly we have our gear, we have our turnouts on, our respiratory protection, and we need to mitigate that heat, whether it means transitional attack, taking a little bit of fight out of that fire before you enter it in, or if you do choose to go interior, which we should. We're an aggressive interior firefighting department. But when you do choose to go inside, that you want to hit that fire with everything that you can. We formed a structure fire working group to study everything from our hose loads, our hose lays, the nozzles we were using, how our rigs are set up. And it's been about a 5 or 6 year process of transition to change out how we do business as it relates to the variety of fires that we fight. We used to have butterfly valve intakes, and so what we want is the ability for when you have that large volume of water. Every firefighter's taught, throttle down, gate down, shut down, but that volume of water coming in and the ability to be able to control that in a nice slow state, and the ability to have that nice and controlled is very important for us, as well as being able to regulate to set the relief pressure. I reintroduced myself to that Metro 2 with the breakaway and the ability to take that fog tip off and use that smoothbore. And I became an ambassador for that thing, and we put it on our 2.5-inch blitz line. And I started telling guys, hey, this, if you want to start out with a fog on this thing, but I go, if you've got the right people on the hose line and that can, it's actually not hard with anybody, but the ability to take that fog tip off and use that smoothbore at 50 and get that flow that comes out of that, and then in the right conditions, if you want to pump it up to 80 and get over 300 GPM out of a hand line that you can shut down and reposition, that's a powerful tool. We selected the Metro 1 primarily. We adjusted our operational procedures to increase our fire flow on our initial attack lines for structure fires, off an inch three-quarter to be a minimum of 150 GPM. I believe that put us in line with NFPA, and we're kind of thinking about 180. And it goes back to that idea of gallons per second. And you can put a good amount of fire out with 500 gallons if you get it on there at a rate of flow, just basic science. If you get enough cooling water on there to absorb the BTU buildup and try to bend that heat curve that's heating up other things, giving off more gases, having the fire grow. And if you're not putting it out, it's going to be growing. So that was our thought, and it was interesting to make that transition because it was a real mindset switch from we'd always had selectable gallon-inch nozzles, which was fine. It allowed, you'd have a starting point and then you could click down as you got knocked down and switched to overhaul. But we traded that out for a 75 PSI, 150 minimum. And just for that gallons per second, that was our idea. Yet we still have a need for some selectable gallonage because we have a big wildland mission. We don't want to flow 150 GPM initial on a wildland. We're operating off our tanks most of the time and doing mobile relays, and so we need the ability for selectable gallonage, and so we've equipped ourselves that way too. Stuff's pretty bomb-proof. Stuff just works, and I think kind of what we were talking about earlier. Simplicity and durability, balanced against weight and things like that. Things are pretty good right now. Ever since I've been here, if there's something new that comes out that's proven to be better, safer, stronger, faster, the department does everything they can do to put that equipment in the hands of our firefighters.